Okay, so up until now the whiteboard hasn't been all that exciting or versatile. If you're unfamiliar with this asset, think of it as an actual whiteboard, just without the aroma of dry erase markers. Well, in this tutorial, I'd like to introduce you to the new features contained in this update and show you how to use them. So let's get started. The center part of the whiteboard, which I'll refer to as the canvas throughout this video, represents the area which both the tutor and the student can interact with and view each other's changes in real time, just as before. On the left side we have a few special tools: a protractor, a ruler, and a Cartesian coordinate plane. To use the protractor or the ruler to measure objects on the screen, click once on the graphic to activate the tool, and then click again anywhere within the whiteboard, holding down the mouse button to show the tool. Clicking once on the coordinate plane will automatically add it to the whiteboard as a background. On the right side are where the more commonly used tools and settings are located. With a few exceptions, the left column of the toolbox controls the line width and/or the size of each of the tools in the right column. If you've used a paint program in the past, you'll likely find the look and feel of the whiteboard is quite familiar. Otherwise, there are just a few things to know about the shape tools. First, the freehand select button behaves sort of like a paintbrush. The line tool allows us to do things like create straight lines, or create arrows, and/or even add a callout beneath the line for convenience. Each shape that is drawn will reflect the thickness that has been previously selected from the left column of the toolbox, and text objects behave in the same manner. Any shape with a closed perimeter can be filled with the fill tool, and this can be handy if you want a shape of a certain line size and color but want the fill to be a different shade, for example. Remember that a tool remains active as long as its corresponding button in the toolbox is toggled. To select and manipulate an existing object, you'll need to activate the cursor object in the third panel. There are some other neat things that you can do with the tools in this location, such as zooming in and out of the canvas or shifting your view of the whiteboard, almost as if you were adjusting a physical canvas on your desk. To do this, use the pan tool with the hand icon. After you've selected an item, you might find the set of buttons at the bottom of the whiteboard to be useful for undoing mistakes, creating copies of objects, or deleting them. You can even manipulate all of the objects at once if you wish. Note that many of these actions are also available via the context menu, which can be shown by right-clicking anywhere within the middle area. Below the toolbox is the color palette. The same behavior applies here as it did to the sizing buttons above, with just a slight bonus. A graphics item's color can be set before or after it's created, as you're seeing demonstrated now. Additional colors are available by clicking on the affectionately named rainbow button at the bottom right. Okay, we're down to just a few tools left to explore. We've seen that selecting an object allows you to manipulate it as a whole. Well, with the eraser tool, modifying only parts of the shape is as simple as a few clicks. This leaves us with the final tools, which are the polygon shapes. We'll see these demonstrated a bit later. It is no longer necessary to clear the whiteboard for each new problem or concept that is being explained in the session. Simply use the controls at the top of the whiteboard to add, insert, or switch between pages. Your work on each page will be preserved, allowing many problems to be explored and reviewed concurrently. But then again, not every painting is a masterpiece. So if the need does arise to start with a clean slate, either have the option to clear only the content, that is, all of your drawn objects, or the entire page, which will include any uploaded background, we'll talk about those shortly, or any built-in background, such as a coordinate plane. If you want to save an image of the state of the whiteboard at any time, perhaps to share with another student, or to archive for similar discussions, simply click the snapshot button on the top left to send a direct link to the image into the chat pane. Or, if you'd rather print the image directly, select the print button. There's one last feature that we're excited to show you. Sometimes it's easier not to start from scratch, but rather to annotate an existing image, perhaps a screen capture or a page from a PDF document. With AskOnline's enhanced whiteboard, setting a background image is possible with just a few easy steps. So here's how to do it. There are two ways to upload a background image or a document to the whiteboard, and which one you choose is really a matter of convenience. So if you're near the top of the page, click on the Send File link located at the top left, or if you're closer to the vicinity of the whiteboard, The Upload File button works exactly the same way. In either case, in the Upload dialog that appears, ensure that the option to upload the file to the whiteboard is selected, and then browse for the file that you wish to upload. AskOnline supports the majority of Microsoft Office documents such as Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, in addition to PDF documents and a variety of image files. Once you've chosen the file, click Send. After a few seconds, the file will appear as a background within the whiteboard, and if you uploaded a multiple page document, each page will be placed on a new corresponding page in the whiteboard. Here's a glimpse of what the document might look like a few seconds into the session. In this example, the tutor is using the hatched polygon tool to serve as a way to quickly add highlighting to the text, bringing the student's attention to a few key sentences. Note that to close the polygon and add shading, the tutor double-clicks on the last point. We've gone through a lot of features in a short time, but we hope that this has given you an overview of the expanded versatility that the new whiteboard provides to both students and tutors. We invite you to give it a try and let us know what you think. For more video tutorials and how-to guides like this, please visit AskOnline.net.